Yeah, yeah, step slow and knock, tap, tap, tap. Oh man, still got it. Hey, hands up, my seizure and boy, one more round. I-oh, little by little, like it, heart go quicker, sad to like it. Hold that beat, oh ha, I still reach it. Just a moment, baby, just a moment, boy, just a moment. Hold that groove, just a moment, baby, just a moment, boy, just a moment. Hold that groove, just a moment. Just a moment. Column dog, pit, bum, bass tracks long, like a train line. Oh man, grin, no rush, no fear. Tick, 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 tick. Feel that flow shine. Yeah, turn me loose, let it swing. One more shout, one more bound. Yeah, bring it in. Just a moment, just a moment, just a moment, boy, just a moment. Hold that groove, hold that groove. Just a moment, just a moment, boy, just a moment. Hold that groove, hold that groove. Just a moment. Wait a second. Old bones, new fire. Hey yo.
Catch the smile.
One last wave.
We have Leon Madsen on the red, Bartosz Marslik, Anders Thompson, and Nazar Parnitsky. So the Moto Arena, we start. Lovely start for Leon Madsen from the inside position, but look, coming out the outside, it's Anders Thompson, who's fresh off a fine performance in Malua. He's building on the momentum, and it's a clinical move from Anders Thompson in this first lap. Golly's looking fantastic. Marslik is having to work, but he's really struggling. Unsurprisingly, Nazar Parnitsky, who's had a very difficult season, is back and forth, but Bartosz Marslik, who, of course, all the attention is on him wearing the gold vest, doesn't seem like he has the pace to catch his two competitors, the Danes, Anders Thompson and Leon Madsen. But it's really Anders Thompson. But look at the track. The dirt does seem to be very difficult to get traction on. Anders Thompson, who won the final 3 weeks ago, kicks off with a bang. And he's in fantastic form, confirming it now. Great start for Anders Thompson. Leon Madsen grabs 2 points, and Anders Thompson, who's in the white helmet, fittingly with his white outfit, gets the first ever points in an SGP here at the Moto Arena in Lodz. Max Frick, Lebedevs, Piotr Pawlicki, the wild card. And Robert Lambert. So right out the gate, it's Lebedevs who has a brilliant move. He's squeezed it through, but look who's coming around the outside. It's Max Frick, the Australian racer. Ooh! Nearly collides with Lebedevs. Such brave racing from Max Frick. And Lambert in third place. Can he battle for the podium? Whoa! Now Lambert gets ahead of Lebedevs. Not quite, actually. Lambert and Lebedevs going bar to bar. wheel to wheel. Will he be able to try it again? Lap 3 of 4. Lebedev's defending his position quite well, not leaving much room in the corners. But Robert Lambert, very aggressive racing. But Frick, who had the best move early on, seems to have done enough. He has to pick up the 3 points. Great speed from Max Frick, who early on took an advantage with the yellow helmet, so riding out the outside worked very well. Dominic Kubera on the outside this time, Jason Doyle, Jan Feck in the middle gates, and Michael Jepsen Jensen along the inside. Tapes are up, and here we go. Great start from Jan Feck, the Czech racer who's come in for Dan Bewley, who is absent due to injury. Anders Thompson as well, in through Frederick Lindgren absent, and Kai Huckenbeck, who we've seen earlier as well, for Jack Holder, who's injured. But Michael Jepsen Jensen in the red helmet, he's battling with Dominic Kubera. While Jan Feck is cruising in first place, it's the battle for second place. Look at this beautiful camera angle we have at the Moto Arena. Oh! Almost a collision between Doyle and Kubera. Can Michael Jepsen Jensen take advantage of this little skirmish? Kubera having to defend well, while Jan Feck is having an absolute grateful race. Beautiful riding from Jan Feck, who's really dug a gap between his chasers. So Heat 3 could have been a little bit catastrophic. There was a slight touch between Doyle and Kubera, but Jan Feck wins, and it's fortunately a heat that ends without a crash. Patrick Dudek, Brady Kurtz, Kai Huckenbeck, and Kasper Verena. Here they come. So Kai Huckenbeck, as we had mentioned earlier in the last heat, in for Jack Holder. Can he make the most of this opportunity? The German racer, but it's Patrick Dudek who emerges in the front. Oh, but look at that, Kasper Verena, who loves to take the outside lines. Not able to make the most of it due to Patrick Dudek's sturdy racing. Brady Kurtz, second in the overall championship on the inside. And it's very close. Doesn't seem as if he's having the best of times. He who raced here for 2 seasons for Lodz. Oh, Verena diving on the inside. Unusual. Brady Kurtz is picking up pace, but certainly the best he can hope for is second place. Brady Kurtz and Verena. Kurtz gets the second place finish. It seems, oh no, on the photo, it is Kasper Verena. Wow, a photo finish. Well, that was some exciting speedway we saw there. Anders Thompson, who had the top speed, tied with Dominic Kubera, 113.4. And the top distance, Robert Lambert. So in the current standings, Anders Thompson.
Yeah, you know, I think it's at the moment it's a little bit of a guessing game. Kind of, we haven't ridden the track yet today, and weather's been a bit hit and miss. So we're just trying to work it out as we go. But fortunately, it worked out, and it was nice to get a good win to start with.
So Thompson, Frick, Feck, and Dudek picked up all 3 points. They're going to have to defend their positions. So Patrick Dudek, who finished in the first place in Heat 4, is back out here in Heat 5 with Robert Lambert, Jason Doyle, and Leon Madsen. So really great heat here. Patrick Dudek firing himself on the inside. And Robert Lambert, they're very close together. They seem to be the two that will be competing for the top spot in this heat. Doyle back in third place with Leon Madsen chasing, but it's going to be a little bit challenging for the Aussie and the Dane. Seems as if it's going to be between Dudek and Lambert, and Dudek, who's really riding off the momentum of Heat 4, it seems to be really comfortable at the Motor Arena in Łódź. With these tricky conditions, of course, the weather coming into this GP was reaching record high temperatures in Poland, but just 12 hours before the qualifiers, rain and adverse weather came, so the conditions do look a little bit slippery. And Dudek mastering the conditions in his home race. Of course, not from Łódź, but Patrick Dudek, the pole, picking up the 3 points back to back. And Leon Madsen falling to 4th. So heat number 6 about to commence. Michael Jepsen Jensen, Bartosz Marzik on the inside, well, in the middle gates, excuse me, while Kai Hülkenberg is on the inside. Andrzej Lebedev, the Latvian racer, on the outside. Pretty good start there from Michael Jepsen Jensen, but Kai Hülkenberg, can he defend the inside position? He loses his first place to Michael Jepsen Jensen. Great racing, fantastic speedway from the veteran Jepsen Jensen. And Lebedev's is giving chase. It seems as if the Latvian rider was in all the action on that first lap, but he's relinquished first place to Michael Jepsen Jensen. Bartosz Marzik is the story of this heat, however, that in 4th place, firmly last. He's having a horrid time here in Poland. No speed, no grip, it seems, struggling to really find his footing. Wow. So Michael Jepsen Jensen picks up the 3 points, but look at that. Bartosz Marzik, 0 points. Just 1 point after 2 heats. It's going to be an uphill battle for Bartosz Marzik, but never rule him out. He may rise like a phoenix. So heat number 7. We're ready to go. It's Anders Thompson, Piotr Pawlicki, Kasper Verina, and Jan Kvek. Oh, what a horrible crash! Right off the first turn. Oof. Has no chance. Clipped the racer, and all 4 riders will restart. Fortunately, back on his feet and ready to commence yet again. So to restart, that was Piotr Pawlicki, who was knocked off his bike. Kvek has made a lovely start from the inside gate. Pawlicki mounting a bit of a comeback. And Kasper Verina, as we've seen all season long, loves that outside line. Will it be successful this time? But Jan Kvek is defending beautifully. But Verina, here he comes! He's got plenty of speed on the outside. But Jan Kvek is working so hard to manage his lead and defend. Kvek is looking great out in front. Pawlicki mounting a bit of a comeback, at least to get 3rd place ahead of Anders Thompson, who was a winner in the last SGP. And look at that! It's brilliant from Verina. But Kvek, it's tit for tat. Oh, it's bar to bar again! The drama, the madness in this SGP so far. And the 9,900 spectators here at the Motor Arena in Łódź are being treated to highly competitive speedway. Jan Kvek did not give an inch, did not give up, and he was rewarded with the 3 points. Marvelous. So Brady Kurtz on the outside, Parnitsky on the inside, Frick and Kubera in the middle. Gates. Fantastic start from Max Frick, who runs up the banking. Brady Kurtz must smell blood in the water, given that Bartosz Marzik is struggling. And Brady Kurtz, it's for the picking, but he has to get ahead of his Australian compatriot, Max Frick, who's not giving him or doing him any favors, really. Kurtz continues to apply the pressure. He has to problem solve here, Brady Kurtz. But Max Frick is looking smooth whenever he takes on Brady Kurtz. He's confirming that he is very much comfortable racing against some of the world's best. And Max Frick, in the final lap, has done just enough to pick up 3 points and put himself in quite a good position. That's another victory for Max Frick. He has 2 for 2. So Frick with 3 points out in front. Patrick Dudek as well. And Jan Kvek, the trio, with 6 points in these first 2 heats. Fastest winning time, it's Dudek in heat number 4. And what speed from Brady Kurtz as well. Top distance, Michael Jepsen Jensen. So let's see at the wins by gate. It's the blue gate which is ahead. And with the inside and the outside, it's quite even. And the points scored completely even. How unlikely is that? Nothing to choose from there.
Crazy early on in the meeting, like my heat 7, we tried some completely different setup, but wrong way. So now we know what way to go, and hopefully from our next heat we hit it a bit better.
So in the standings for the Monster Energy Triple Crown, Brady Kurtz still ahead. And heat number 9, Brady Kurtz, Anders Lebedev, Leon Madsen, and Jan Kvek, who is in a leadership position, surprisingly. So he's on the outside. Of course, as we saw, no advantage yet so far. And in the first corner, it's very close, but look who's firing forward. It's Leon Madsen. Never mind, it's Lebedevs and Kurtz who have taken the lead now. Lebedevs is turning on the style. He's capturing some confidence. Really flying forward. Kurtz starting to chase. He must make the most of Bartosz Marslik missing out on significant points collected, and max speed there of 117 for Brady Kurtz. He's been very quick today, but he's struggled to get the points to match his speed. And Lebedevs, who's broken down. Oh my! A gift from above, perhaps. But Brady Kurtz, all of a sudden, has found himself in first place. And Lebedevs capitulates. Well, that is very fortunate for Brady Kurtz, and he'll take it. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Aussie, and Anders Lebedevs cruelly finishes in last, and Jan Kvek handed a point, although he was in 4th place for most of that heat. So heat number 10 coming on. 3 poles and Robert Lambert. Smarslik, Vorina, Kubera, and Lambert. Here we go. Smarslik is out the front. Oh! Big drama, and this is a terrible crash. Oof. Oh, he leans into him. And around the corner tries to turn in, and that's a terrible crash. So Dominic Kubera back onto his feet, but it may be an exclusion for Kasper Vorina. So heat 10 will restart, and quite fortunately, Dominic Kubera is back on a new bike. So he's on the inside. It's going to be a 3 racer heat. Dominic Kubera still bold. Going very high and wide, however, is Robert Lambert, who's very sure of himself. Looks dialed in now, Robert Lambert. Lambert in charge. The world champion is in 2nd place, and Dominic Kubera in 3rd, and seems as if there's quite enough distance between all 3 of these riders for this heat to end without drama, but you never know, as we saw in heat number 9, Anders Lebedevs, whose bike completely broke down while he was cruising for a victory. But Robert Lambert seems to have the the real advantage over Bartosz Zmarzlik, who's improving, looks a little bit better than his first two heats, but won't pick up another victory. That's something we haven't seen this season so far. Bartosz Zmarzlik to go winless in the first three heats. And his struggles will continue while Robert Lambert is progressing. Gets the 3 points. It's a 3-2-1 for Robert Lambert in terms of places, but 1-2-3 in terms of points. So heat number 11. About to kick off. Anders Thompson in gate 3. Kai Hülkenberg in the yellow. And Max Frick gets ahead. Look at that, Kai Hülkenberg tries to get on the inside line and bursts through. And Doyle has been carved up. High and wide, it's Anders Thompson. But no, it's Frick who's back. Max Frick, who had an incredible race in Heat 8. Will he be able to collect back-to-back victories? Seems very likely, and that's fantastic speedway from Max Frick. He's elbowing his way through. But Anders Thompson is trying to find his way through on the inside. He's challenging Anders Thompson. But it's too little too late. And Max Frick, who's competing at a very high level, picks up the 3 points in heat number 11. The inside position. Incredible Frick. That's 3 wins out of 3. He's the leader for now in heat 12. Pawlicki, Jepsen Jensen, Parnitsky, and Dudek. Dudek, who's been the flavor of this race so far. He's been undeniable. And Dudek, unsurprisingly, given how he's been racing, is taking risks, but it's panning off. Everything he's doing is turning to gold. Patrick Dudek. Doing so well here in Łódź. Michael Jepsen Jensen has speed. It's carrying through, but Dudek is leading the way. And stretching his lead, he as well as Max Frick will be top of the crop after this third wave of heats. But looking supremely confident is Patrick Dudek. And it's going to take something very special to dislodge Dudek if he races like this all evening. So here in round 7, Patrick Dudek is making statements, and he's tied with Max Frick. Jan Kvek picked up a single point, which allows him to be in 3rd place. So at Poland's newest speedway stadium, we're seeing Patrick Dudek as well as Max Frick make very good impressions. Gate stats, 4 wins on the inside. It's gate number 2 that has the most wins with 5. And still very even with the points scored by gate.
So a little mistake, but just keep it up, and finally I want to be in the final.
Good to hear from Jan Kvek, the rider who came in for Dan Bewley. He's having a fantastic outing. So heat 13 about to kick off. Leon Madsen, Kai Hülkenberg, Dominik Kubera, and Piotr Pawlicki. Pawlicki with a pretty decent start, but Dominik Kubera roaring on the outside. And Kubera, his bike working beautifully on this first turn, while Kai Hülkenberg is chasing. Pawlicki has gone in front now. Ooh! Kubera lost space there. And Pawlicki is in first place. That's very intelligent riding from Pavlicki. Rider we've not heard too much from. Making the most of the opportunity now. A little bit of a weaker lineup, we can say weaker heat, but Pavlicki making the most. And Madsen, Hülkenberg, and Kubera, who haven't had the best of nights, fall short, and Pavlicki picks up 3 points in Łódź. And Kubera, you could feel for, he's just been so unlucky. Wrong place, wrong time, and lost his position. Well, Pavlicki putting himself in a good position. He could perhaps get into an LCQ spot if he continues to pick up some points in his final heat. Heat number 14 set to start. Here we go. Great start from Bartosz Marzlik. Finally. Can he find some momentum? He has to create his own momentum. He's not been in the top spots. And he's being pressed by Max Frick, who's been really complicated to race against. Dudek and Zmarzlik came very close together. Oh, Zmarzlik and Frick. So much drama here in the Motorarena Łódź. We're seeing so many close duels and battles in round 7. And the championship is heating up. You can see how much the points are meaning to each and every rider. Pushing to the limit, and Bartosz Marzlik finally seems to be where you'd expect for a rider of his caliber in the standings to finish. First in heat number 14. In second place, Max Frick, who is confirming that he is one to watch as well, and Patrick Dudek also third. So that was a testy one, but Bartosz Marzlik kept his cool, kept his nerves, and showed championship poise. Lambert, Jepsen Jensen. Those are the two riders you'd expect to finish in the top spots given how they've been performing, but of course Brady Kurtz can't be neglected as well. Can he get another victory? Lambert's done very well now, but Brady Kurtz seems to still be nosing forward. Mowing forward now is Brady Kurtz. He's found speed. Such talent in this heat number 15 between Kurtz, Lambert, Jepsen Jensen, and Thompson. But Brady Kurtz is out front. He's riding the high and wide line. And Robert Lambert's on the chase. And Jepsen Jensen doesn't seem as if he's going to have the pace to get into second. So Brady Kurtz in the final lap, showcasing that he's perhaps made the adjustments to improve, and that'll be his second consecutive win, starting from the inside gate. And gets a 3 points. Robert Lambert with 2, Michael Jepsen Jensen with 1. Anders Thompson empty-handed. Anders Thompson, bit of a fall from what he started with, won the first heat of this GP. Verina on the outside, he's back with the white helmet. Here comes Parnitsky on the inside and Lebedev's on the outside. But it does appear as if Parnitsky may be performing his best heat of the GP so far. And Jason Doyle racing very well. It's his best race as well so far. He's looking quite brave. And Parnitsky ahead of Lebedev's and Verina. Building up speed on the outside, Verina. Will he be able to at least get ahead of Lebedev's? Jason Doyle, though, in the lead, commandingly so. Great ride from Doyle, and look at that, Verina! Mounting a late comeback. Nope, does not pick up any points. A near collision again. Verina taking all the risks Jason Doyle with 3 points. Nazar Parnitsky with 2. And here we see the standings after Heat 16. Frick ahead of Patrick
To
Dudek.
be fair, I haven't really had the speed that I want. My starts have been poor, and yeah, that one was a little bit better. I could still do with just a little bit more speed to keep Rob really behind me, but no, that was much better.
So Brady Kurtz, we're hearing from him. He's not exactly pleased with how he's starting, but back-to-back victories, which have salvaged his GP to a certain extent. Of course, was familiar with this stadium. It seems as if he's struggling with the traction. And look at that, all the victories in the last 6 have come in gate number 1. 8 wins. Of those 8, 6 coming consecutively, and now the points clearly in favor of the inside position. Well, the inside gate. So Kurtz leads the Triple Crown. One more race will account for the Triple Crown, the Monster Energy Triple Crown. So Heat 17, the last wave before the LCQs will start. So Leon Madsen in the favorable position apparently. Max Frick in the middle gate. Next to Kasper Verina, who's been taking all the risks. Oh, Verina. Tumultuous day at the office, and the blue helmet cuts off Verina. Yeah, he just takes him out. And Max Frick Kasper Verina, Michael Jepsen Jensen, and Leon Madsen back again at the line. Tapes are up. And Verina's right there yet again. Oh, he takes another risk. And it's again a carbon copy. Verina flies off his bike. And he comes across. This time it's just bangs against the airbags. So it's another restart. So we line up for the third time. Bold racing. Verina gets around. This time he got the better of Max Frick, who perhaps was a little bit more cautious, or not. We'll see what the psychology meant. But Verina gets ahead. Max Frick, who's having such a good night, is in fourth. Oh! Oh, wow! Verina! Clipped against the front in spectacular fashion. He's doing everything he can. That is an incredible first lap of Speedway from Verina. That is thrilling, death-defying, and so courageous, especially all after the exclusion, especially after the 2 restarts. Kasper Verina, that is incredible mental fortitude, doing his best work possible to score as many points possible. And what an opening lap it was for Verina, who gets ahead of Leon Madsen, Michael Jepsen Jensen, and Max Frick. Well, Heat 17. What drama. And Verina will bow out, won't be in the LCQs, but finishes with a high. Off the outside, Brady Kurtz on the inside. Jason Doyle, Smarzlik, and Pavlicki in the middle gates. So Brady Kurtz and Smarzlik together. This is the race. Oh, what a move from Brady Kurtz! This is the race that you wouldn't want to miss. Kurtz, Smarzlik together. Oh, it's getting very tight between the last 3. Well, the back 3. Smarzlik's in the thick of it now. Brady Kurtz with a stunning move. What incredible racing on the first lap. And Brady Kurtz has worked his way forward, not giving an inch at this point now either. Just threaded the needle. And Doyle's gonna have a look back along the inside. Smarzlik, who's into second place. Never mind, Pavlicki in third. And Brady Kurtz picks up the 3 points. His third consecutive win. He dived up the inside and wow. That was a perfect race from Brady Kurtz. So heat number 19. Anders Thompson, Dominic Kubera, Patrick Dudek, and Lebedevs. Dudek around the outside in the white helmet is far behind. In the front, it's Dominic Kubera. But look at that. Wow, Patrick Dudek. That is very clever riding, from Patrick Dudek. He was at the back of the pack, and now he finds himself at the top. And Dudek has been riding exceptionally well this evening. Here he comes around the corner. Kubera also looking quite good in this heat, taking a much wider line than Dudek. But Dudek responded very well. Lebedevs, who's had a very frustrating evening. Can he at least get second place? Doesn't seem likely. Oh, it was very close. But it's Dudek and Kubera. And so Frick will miss out on the automatic qualification to the final. It's going to be Patrick Dudek, who's ushered himself to the front, as well as Brady Kurtz. So that late comeback mounted by Brady Kurtz, doing very well to book his spot in the final. Here's Heat 20, the last before the LCQs. Jan Kvek charges forward, and it's very tight. There was nearly a collision there. Jan Kvek has to hold firm, has to really block the incoming contenders. But Lambert's going to give it his all, and he has phenomenal pace, Robert Lambert. With plenty of speed, but Jan Kvek is beautifully controlling his heat. Robert Lambert has incredible bike control, but is he going to make an impression on the Czech? But Jan Kvek, who's got it all covered, dotted his I's, and he gets the 3 points. Well done for Jan Kvek. Robert Lambert in second place, Kai Hülkenberg with 1 point, and Nazar Parnitsky, who was out. And Jan Kvek's had a great night, finishing in fourth after Heat 20 in the standings. Had the fastest winning time as well, Jan Kvek. Needed to, given that Robert Lambert was really picking up great pace in Heat 20. Top speed for Brady Kurtz. And Jason Doyle has gone the furthest, followed by Andres Lebedevs. And now we look at the total points by gate. In the end, it balanced out a little bit between gate number 3 and gate number 1. But the wins came from gate 1, but gate 4 doesn't seem to be the advantageous one. So Brady Kurtz, top, the Triple Crown.
Okay, that is it for gate
standings. And now we see gate selection for LCQ1. So Michael Jepsen Jensen in the outside position, Kasper Verina, Max Frick on the inside, and Bartosz Marzlik. LCQ2, Kvek, Lambert, Madsen, and Doyle. So 2 poles in the LCQ. Michael Jepsen Jensen, the Danish rider, and Max Frick, the Australian. So from the inside, it's Verina. There's Jepsen Jensen coming through all of a sudden. That is wizardry from Jepsen Jensen. It's Marzlik electing to go on the inside. He's into second place. Verina's right behind him. And what a stunning move from Michael Jensen, who's seemingly upsetting the odds. Didn't read the storybook here. Michael Jensen just may be eliminating Bartosz Marslik from attaining the final for the first time this year. He hasn't been at his best. He has had trouble. He hasn't scored too many points, and Michael Jensen has emerged victorious. Marslik is going to miss a final. It's going to be his first missed final since May of 2025, putting an end to a 14 run of consecutive finals appearances, and Michael Jensen can take a bow because he needed to be strong, needed to be tough, and that move in the first lap was enough. LCQ2 coming up. Doyle in the yellow helmet. Kvek is on the back wheel here, and look who's coming in. It's Robert Lambert, who's electing to go wide, firing forward on that wide line. What a move from Lambert, who's dialed in. Superb effort. Doyle is now at the back. It seems as if it's going to be over for him. Can Jan Kvek keep this fairy tale lasting? He's had a fantastic evening, but it may be coming to an end with Robert Lambert, who's got the clean getaway. Now he's stretching the lead, and it seems as if it's curtains for Jan Kvek, Leon Madsen, and Jason Doyle. Robert Lambert flying in and ending very strong. Gets a bit of vengeance from Heat 20, Robert Lambert, or at least the last lap, finishing second in the Heat 20, but when it mattered the most in LCQ2, he's gone the ticket to race in the final. And the Moto Arena in Łódź has been putting on thrilling races. And so we have our final 4 riders. Michael Jensen, Patrick Dudek, who's been in fantastic form, Robert Lambert, who's emerging, and Brady Kurtz, who also finished with 3 consecutive victories and has a real opportunity to get ahead of Bartosz Marslik in the points, at least in the final standings. Here we go. Final time, the 9,900 spectators here. They've been gifted with fantastic races, and look at Michael Jensen, who edges forward, but now it's Robert Lambert who's coming through. Michael Jensen has been forced behind. Robert Lambert is cruising ahead. Patrick Dudek in second place, and Brady Kurtz isn't anywhere to be found. Oh no, this is not the time to struggle. Robert Lambert is ahead. He's done enough, perhaps, to get his second ever Grand Prix victory. And they can't get anywhere near Robert Lambert, who's had the sensational run in LCQ2 and now in the final. Last lap for Robert Lambert on the back wheel. And he's gonna finish in style. Patrick Dudek in second, Brady Kurtz in third. Michael Jensen in last, and Robert Lambert, champion for the first time since September of 2024 in Voyens. Did so well in Manila, but didn't pick up the victory. And Robert Lambert picks up the max points with 20. Patrick Dudek with 18. Brady Kurtz with 16, which is good enough to tie Bartosz Marslik in the overall standings. Robert Lambert ushers himself into third place.
After the first lap, being in front was something good, but also the race is not done. We've got Brady who loves to race the fence, and you know, Patrick's been great on the inside today, so I don't know what to do, which line to run, but yeah, just send out wide and hope for the best, and we kept on to it. Thank you.
Such emotions, sparkling form for Robert Lambert, who has now tasted victory after such a long wait. And Brady Kurtz, who is a racer for Orzel Łódź, excuse me, on third. Richard Coleman presenting the second place to Patrick Dudek, who jumps from 9th to 5th place in the overall standings, and Robert Lambert closes the distance. We'll be in Riga next week for round 8 of the FIM Speedway Grand Prix. This is turning out to be a thriller.